everybody, welcome back. Another guitar. They come in batches, I guess. This was one that another one that I didn't need, another Strat style guitar. I happened to come across a very good deal on Amazon on this GearIT. It's the second GearIT that I've purchased from Amazon. The other was a Les Paul style. You all know that one. It was a crazy good price. This one wasn't quite as good as that price, but it was pretty damn near it. So this was marked down from like $139 to $98.98 or something like that. Then they had 10% off, so it took another $10 off, so it was like $88. And then I had like $50 and change in credits from Amazon, so this guitar cost me like, $35 or something, $38, free shipping, which was crazy, right? The normal price, again, was $88 free shipping. So in any event, I couldn't turn down a good deal. I bought it. And I was curious, just to see how this thing stacked up against the other guitar I got, which was the Les Paul style guitar. So let's just talk about this guitar a little bit first. I'll put it down here. So, from a boxing standpoint, kudos to GearIT. I guess GearIT GearIT, right? Shipped it in double box, which I always say these import budget guitars companies need to do. So it came in a GearIT branded box, packaged very nicely, right? They had, the styrofoam and then some foam inside the box, and it shipped with this outer box. So double boxed. Kudos to GearIT. That's a pet peeve of mine. It came with a gig bag, which is similar to what you get with Monoprice. It's not quite as padded, in all fairness, as the Monoprice bag, but it is still, it's like a cloth type outer bag. So better than a dust cover. So again, decent gig bag. It also came with goodies, which is interesting. So it came with, we'll show you. If I can open the stupid thing. Came with this 3 meter, I guess that's, 6 feet? I'm not great with conversions, but 3 meter premium instrument cable, and it is better than your typical crap throwaway cables that come with most budget guitars. This is a functional cable, and that's what these guys do, by the way. They're a cable company predominantly. So it came with this. It's a tremolo bar on the guitar. It came with the tremolo bar. Came with extra picks. Obviously, the hardware to adjust the truss rod. An extra set of strings. Let's see what they are. Oh, doesn't say the string gauge. Isn't that interesting? Just says, it just says E string, first string. Okay, I don't know. I'm assuming it's 9s or 10s. Came with a little GearIT clip-on tuner, right? And a strap, guitar strap. So, nice touch, right? By GearIT. Threw in some extras for a beginner, student, good stuff that they're going to need at some point in time as they get started. I'm impressed with what they get included as goodies. The guitar, let's talk about that a little bit, since that's the star of the show. So the model on this thing is the GST-200. The 200, I think, is a step up for them, right? They also have a 100 series, which is supposedly made out of mahogany. This body wood, is supposed to be ash. And if that's the case, premium ash, as it's described, not only are you getting a nice piece of ash, I can't tell, but that's a bad joke, right? I can't tell because it's not a wood grain body. It's not a natural body, so I have no idea seeing what this wood looks like. It's painted over in this sparkly silver paint, which is the model that had 10% off that I chose to buy. As you can see here, it has a metallic flake to it, and it's gray in color. So I can't tell and confirm or verify if in fact this is ash or not. Weight-wise, it's got some weight to it. I would say this guitar is probably 8.5 to 9 pounds in weight. That's my guess, which is pretty average for a Strat, but it's not a light Strat. It's got some weight to it. The fretboard, don't know. They did not state what the wood is on the fretboard. I'm looking at it. It is, from a color standpoint, it is definitely rosewood colored, but it is probably, I would imagine at this price point, some engineered wood on the fretboard. That's my guess. The nut is plastic. The back of the guitar looks like this. You can see it's a typical Strat back, right, with the cuts, the cutaways, and everything else. Here is the back plate on the guitar. It's a 4-screw neck plate for the neck. I didn't open this thing up, but I can see right through it, and it is a very thin block, typical to these budget guitars. The gloss neck is what's going on the back. Some of you want matte finish. You're not getting it on this guitar. It does have a gloss finish to the back of the neck. There's the headstock and the tuners. These are very similar Kluson-like tuners, right, copied tuners, that they had on the Les Paul style guitar and were pretty bad, in my opinion. These tuners are equally as bad. That's a weak spot on this particular guitar. They don't feel right. They have a lot of play. They click at some points. They almost, the knobs feel plastic to me. I think they are plastic, which is interesting. The headstock is acceptable, right? It's not that sharp beak that you get on Monoprice and some of the other budget brands. It almost looks Fender-esque. It's okay. It's not obnoxious to me personally. It just says GearIT. That's where the truss rod is adjusted. 21 frets on this guitar. They did not state what they are. They look to be medium frets, in my opinion. They don't look jumbo-ish or medium jumbo. They're more medium, in my opinion. It's described as being a C-neck. It is probably a thin C, I would guess. It doesn't have really a lot of girth to it. I'm assuming it has a 9.5-inch radius, but again, they don't say. What else do we have here? Your typical Strat, right? It does have a black pickguard, as you can obviously see, and it is a 3-ply pickguard on the guitar. Typical controls that you would find on a Strat-style guitar. You have a volume and you have 2 tone knobs. Now, the difference being here is that it has a split, coil split, on one of the tones for the humbucker and the bridge. Now, pickups. I'm assuming, again, at this price point, and they don't state it on the website, if these are, I'm saying they're ceramic pickups, I'm almost positive, the way they sound and everything else. I don't think at this price point they're giving you Alnicos. So I'm assuming these are ceramic pickups, 5-way switch, and the switch is solid feeling. It doesn't feel like a flimsy 5-way that you find on some really, really inexpensive guitars. So the switch is fine. The controls are fine. The weak point on this guitar probably going to be, for those that are mod happy or play out or want to upgrade the guitar, definitely change these tuners to something that's more stable. Probably change the nut out to a better nut, better for tuning stability. You might want to swap out the pickups. Again, in my case, where I'm a home hobbyist, these pickups are fine for me. They actually sounded pretty decent. Unlike the Les Paul, right? The Les Paul style guitar that came with the 2 P90s. I also reviewed that. It's on here somewhere on the channel. Those pickups were horrible in my opinion. They were basic at best, not very good. They just didn't sound pleasing to the ear. These actually are decent sounding pickups, especially at the price point, in my opinion. Guitar is made in China. What else do we have to talk about here? Just trying to see if I missed anything. Oh, the bridge on the guitar, right, the tremolo system, is a 2-point tremolo, which is unusual at this price point. Now, I'm not a tremolo user, so I haven't used it really, but I'm assuming it's a little bit more stable than your really inexpensive, low-end, 6-screw tremolo bridges that are on most of your Strat-style guitars. The bridge is, the tremolo system is locked, it appears, very flat, so if you want to use it as a floating system to do any sort of dive bombing or anything near that, you're going to have to get in here and adjust the springs, because it appears to come locked flat to the body. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the guitar. Quality-wise, it seems fine. These have rounded ball-end frets on this guitar. I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but the fret ends on this guitar are rounded. The string action is very low, without buzzing. Now, intonation, full disclosure, seems to be a tad bit off, so I have to work on that a little bit. And the tuners, again, are not great, so this thing is constantly, even though, you know, they're new strings, it's got to get broken in, obviously. But still, it doesn't come anywhere near close to holding tune. But, again, at this price, I don't have a heck of a lot to complain about. The fact that it's got frets like this that are so smooth, not a sharp fret end, and they seem relatively even, they're not all over the fretboard, it's pretty impressive, right? So GearIT did a nice job there. I'll let you hear what it sounds like, right? So we'll just play some, basic clean chords, and then we'll get into a little distortion just so you can hear what the guitar sounds like. I'll go through all 5 positions on the switch here. So we'll start with the neck single. Now the neck in the middle. Got a lot lower volume, as you can hear. Here's the difference. Neck. The middle pickup is got a lot less output. That was the neck in the middle, by the way, the second position. Now just the middle pickup by itself. See, it's a lower output. And now we're getting into the middle and the bridge, the humbucker. And now, obviously, when I get to the humbucker, it has a lot more output on the humbucker, which is understandable. You're going to probably have to play around with the pickup heights to balance these things out. I'll play clean notes through all 5 positions. And now I will put some distortion on the guitar. And we'll play some chords. I'll go through all 5 positions. And now I will play it split without the humbucker, with the humbucker in the single coil mode or split, right? Here's humbucker. Split. So you can hear it, right? The difference between the splitting, the non-splitting. So there is a noticeable difference. It is cleaner. It is thinner. Obviously, when I have it split, when I don't, it's fuller, thicker, heavier sounding, right? Which you would get from the humbucker. You would imagine it would be that way versus it split into a single. So, yeah, so I'm impressed with at least the electronics on here function and work, which is a nice thing. Yeah, I don't have any really complaints about this guitar at $100. I mean, it's a good it's a decent quality HSS guitar, and considering all the things that come with it at that price point, you really can't go too wrong with this GearIT. Quality-wise, it's made fairly well. Like I said, my only negatives on this guitar at this point in time, just take that off, the fact that the tuners are really low-end garbage on this guitar, and the intonation came a little bit off. But those things can be tweaked very easily. Tuners can be replaced. And even if you're a novice or a home person or a student, you can probably get by keeping these tuners on the guitar, right? If you're a serious player, you probably won't be using this thing in the first place. But I mean, if you're in a band or you're playing out, or whatever, you probably want to upgrade the tuners and possibly the pickups, maybe. But again, these things as is are not bad. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This is the GearIT GST-200. Any questions on this thing, put them below. If you like these videos, please subscribe. I could use the subscribers to survive. And anything else, let me know. Until the next time, be well and stay safe. Take care.